there, lovelies. Hope all is going well. So within our Sideline Prep family, we obviously have a lot of dancers and a lot of cheerleaders. So I have a question for you because likely you should be an expert in this area. Is there a difference between dancing and performing? And the reason that I ask this question is because after auditions, when I talk to some of our lovelies, or even when I'm talking to some ladies that are interested in working with us, one of the things that they say is that I just don't understand why I didn't make the team. I nailed that routine. Or I don't get it. I don't understand why I was cut because I didn't make any mistakes in that dance whatsoever. Well, it's likely because they don't quite understand the difference between dancing and performing. And in this week's video, I'm gonna break it down for you so that you understand that you don't just need to dance, but you also need to perform. So this is part of a pretty long series around the top 10 terrible audition mistakes you don't want to make. And believe it or not, we are almost at the end. This is mistake number 9, being more concerned with getting the dance perfect rather than performing the dance. So I get it, I understand 110% because I used to be there. I used to think that as long as I executed the dance perfectly and I did not make any mistakes, then that meant I was automatically going to advance to the next round. But what you have to understand is that one, there are so many more elements on that score sheet for the judges. They're not just looking at your dancing. But even within the dance category itself, it's not only about the execution of the moves. There's so much more that makes up the scores for the dance category. So what does getting the dance right mean? What does performing really mean? Well, of course, it does mean executing the moves properly, right? So I don't want you to think that you can go into an audition and mess up every single 8 count and then still advance on to the next round. So you do need to pick up the dance relatively fast and then be able to perform it and execute it in front of the judges. But the performance side is what I want to talk to you about. So in addition to getting the moves right and executing them, you need to perform full out, as in 110%, with tons of energy and tons of power. You have to feel the music, and you want the judges and the audience to feel the music, not just through their ears, but through their eyes when they're looking at you. You have to dance with power and purpose. You want to make sure that everyone knows that you are there to claim your spot. You need to get a feel for the dance and the dance style and let it come through every element of your body, through your fingertips, your toes, your eyes, your hair, your smile, everything. You want to connect with the audience. I just did a video on the importance of making eye connection and making sure that you connect with the audience and that you connect with the judges. You also want to show off your personality. You want to be flirty, sassy, and fun. You want to show them that you can dance next to the girls that are already on the team, and you can show your personality through your movement and through your dance. You also just want to have fun, right? You don't want the judges to look at you and think, oh my gosh, she is so nervous, she is so scared. I can literally hear her counting in her head. She is trying so hard to execute that dance. No, you want them to look at you and say, wow, she's having a good time. I could totally see her on the basketball court dancing. I could completely see her out on the field dancing or entertaining our fans. That's what you want them to feel when they look at you. So it's not just about executing the moves absolutely right, but it's also about having power and feeling and emotion with your moves and truly performing with not just your movement, but through your face and through your eyes and through your hair whips and how you stand and your presence in general. So a couple of weeks ago, I had the honor of co-hosting the Washington Redskins Cheerleader calendar release party with Santana Moss. He is a former Redskins wide receiver. We had so much fun up there on the stage co-hosting. He gave us tons of compliments, which was so cool. But what I wanted to show you really quick are just two clips from two dances that they performed at the calendar release party, because it really was a party. It was more than just, hey, here's our calendar. It was a true performance and kind of like an introduction of the entire team. And by the way, let me give a plug to our cover models who happen to be Sideline Prep lovelies. Christal is a rookie on the team. She just went through our Pro Cheer Playbook program and she is on the back cover. And the front cover is Erika, who is also one of our Sideline Prep lovelies, but I am getting off topic here. I want to go ahead and show you two clips, and I want you to just look at the ladies, look at everything about them from head to toe, and look at them not just dancing but performing. All right, let's take a look.
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. I'm the only one in the room that they say right now. I think they say right now.
When you watched that video, they were not just executing the moves. It didn't look like pretty robots up on the stage. Every single dancer had their own style and their own uniqueness. They were all executing the moves and doing the moves correctly, but they all looked different in their own way. They were performing full out. You could see their facials. They were connecting and making that eye contact with the audience. They were powerful and passionate with their moves. They danced accordingly to the style of dance. They really understood the dance and made sure that the audience understood the meaning behind the dance through their movement. So it wasn't just about executing the dance, it was a true performance. And you could even hear that from, you know, the audience and the crowd and all of the fans and how excited and hyped they got. So I want you to kind of do your research and look at teams and look at performances and really try to sponge and absorb all of that from different ladies that you aspire to become. And then of course, you know, I'm going to give you some tips. So these are the top tips to perform, not just dance, at your next audition. So tip number one, take dance classes as often as you can so that you can pick up choreography faster. So the more dance classes that you take, the quicker you will become picking up the material. If you feel confident in the material, then you're not going to be stressing about that during the audition. And you're really going to be able to instead focus your attention on performing the dance and not just executing the dance. Tip number two. Practice recovery techniques. I can't stress this enough. Like I mentioned earlier, most judges understand that you might make a mistake, a little mistake here and there, but what's more important is that they want to see if you can recover. They want to know that if this were a live performance on game day or in front of our troops overseas somewhere, that it's not going to be written all over your face and that you can pick back up and really get right back into the dance where you left off, even though you did make that mistake. So really make sure that you practice what you would do if you do make a mistake and how you can recover and recover quickly. Number three, feel the music and understand the dance style. Every dance style is different, and every dance style, different types of music, all require a different type of movement and different facials. So you really want to make sure that you not only understand the style of the dance, but that you're really hearing the music and understanding what message the choreographer is trying to portray through the movement that you are to perform and execute. So for example, hip hop obviously is a little more funky, so you're gonna have some, you know, hardcore, kind of sexy, fierce facials and movements. Whereas a jazz routine may be softer and you may smile a little bit more. So there is a difference, and you just want to make sure that you understand that difference. All right, next tip, number 4, practice facials, hair flips, and eye contact. So I can't stress this enough. Like I said before with the Redskins cheerleaders, they were doing the exact same routine, but all of them looked slightly different. And it could have just been their facials, it could have been how they whipped their hair, how they stood, how their shoulders were. You know, every little element of your body is going to contribute to your overall look and feel when you are dancing. So you really want to just make sure that you practice those things to different music, to different styles of dance, and really concentrate on those things once you kind of have the dance down and you kind of know the movements. And the more that you practice those things, it will come out naturally when you are in front of a judge, so that you don't have to concentrate so much on those things. All right, up next, number 5, dance in front of people. So basically, you don't want the first time that you're dancing in front of multiple people to be at an audition. So you want to make sure that you are constantly taking dance classes and that you are in front of other people having to dance and to perform. Get involved with some sort of dance troupe or performance troupe where you do have to perform in front of other people. Or just get your friends and family together and ask them to just sit down and chill out and watch you dance. I am most nervous in front of like 2, 3, or 4 people, and I am most nervous in front of people that I personally know and love and care about. So if I can dance in front of them and execute pretty well, then I know I'm going to do really good in front of judges, or especially good in front of an audience. But everyone is different, so make sure that whatever environment makes you the most nervous, that you put yourself in that environment before the actual audition day. All right, number 6, look at auditions like a big old dance party. So I mentioned before that part of performing is having fun. The judges want to know that you are having fun because they want to know that you're going to have fun in front of the fans. So you really want to just look at the audition as this is really not an audition. Those really are not judges. Those are my friends. And this is a dance party, or I am hanging out at the club or wherever music is playing, in my house or whatever. And you're just having fun with friends and family. So really think about it as just a fun event, or even like for me personally, I do so much better in front of a lot of people. So I think of it as a performance and not as an audition. So whatever you have to do in your mind to kind of trick your brain so that you can get that confidence, I want you to do that, okay? And then last but not least, number 7, you must own it. You have to own your style, your confidence, and your uniqueness. You really have to walk into that audition saying, I am here and I am ready to wow you. I am ready to impress you. I am ready to perform for you and have fun. And you just have to walk in and you have to own it. Okay? So those are the tips to help you actually perform and not dance, because I don't want you to just dance, right? I want you to avoid this mistake. So please avoid mistake number 9, concerned more with getting the dance perfect instead of performing the dance. I really want you to go in, own it, and perform it. So if you have missed our other tips, then please go ahead and look below. I have all of the links from mistake number 1 all the way to mistake number 8. And of course, next week, mistake number 10, where we're gonna finish out our top 10 terrible audition mistakes you don't wanna make. Now, if you have any suggestions or comments on what you do to help you really perform, or what performing means to you, please go ahead and comment below. Give us a like. I would really, really appreciate it. Of course, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel so that you can always be notified when we post a new video every single week. All right, that is all for now. Thanks so much for tuning in. I wish you success in all that you do, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.